The words "print is dead, the future is digital" have been repeated at museums the last 10 years. Evidently, the French dealer and fair promoter Bruno Tartarin and the London-based collector and writer Michael Diemar don't think so. Just before Christmas 2018, they founded a new magazine, The Classic. It seems somewhat extravagant to make it a free magazine, but as Tartarin explains, my ambition is to bring new people to the market, as well as rekindle enthusiasm among established collectors. There is no entrance fee at my photos discovery, and I felt that the same spirit should be applied to the magazine.
The vision to start a new magazine was not mine, it was Bruno Tartarin's, but he gave me completely free hands with regards to the title and the contents. The magazine exists for a very particular purpose, and that is to boost the whole market for classic photography, whether it's auctions, galleries, private dealers. The reason for it is that there are quite a few magazines out there devoted to photography, but they're all devoted to contemporary photography. So classic photography has become a little bit overshadowed. So the purpose of the magazine is really to rekindle enthusiasm with existing collectors and to bring new people to the market. There was one thing that struck me very early on when Bruno asked me to put this magazine together, and it was how you learn about photography from a collector's point of view. And I realized that you can learn so much from books and you can learn so much from museum exhibitions, but when I started out, I was very, very reliant on all the conversations that I had with dealers, with other collectors, conservators and so forth. So I tried to replicate as much of that with long interviews in the magazine. And it's been very gratifying because after people have picked up the magazine and read it, the conversations continue. So people come to me and suggest things that we should cover in the magazine. So that for me is what it's really about. We're having a big conversation about photography.
To continue the conversation around this magazine, we ask collectors and enthusiasts of art photographs about the issue of a magazine like The Classic.
There's nothing to compare with something to hold in your hand, sit and read on a train, sit and read when you're travelling around, and to be able to experience the photographs, which are well produced in the magazine, and to see them on paper. I think it gives a better representation than to actually see them on the screen. I would recommend this magazine to anybody who's getting interested in vintage photographs and who might want to learn a little bit more about the trade and collecting and buying and dealing, and they'll get some very good informative information from the magazine.
The beginning of photography is extremely important. I'm very glad to see that a new magazine is going to focus on that, because that is the true value of the art. It begins with the people who discover the art, and many of the great masters have been neglected because people find it easier to digest modern social structure photographs. So I'm very happy to see both magazines, fairs, and auctions beginning to focus more on early photography.
There's nothing actually except from this magazine now which enables people to know what's going on in the photographic field and world. So if you want to know what's going on in this small but very interesting world, it is a must. And the photos are very good quality, the printing is very good quality, and that's amazing, really.
The Classic started out with 4 distributors. At the time of going to press, the list has grown to 21. You will also find The Classic at Paris Photo New York, Photo London, Photos Discovery and Dialogue Vintage Photography Amsterdam. After this first issue, they have received many kind comments, and it seemed that many felt that the print magazine, especially one that's free, was just what the classic photography world needed. The classic is their little contribution to that world.